So you're in work, you got a tickle in your throat that you just can't quite quench. You go to the lunchroom, make yourself a cup of coffee. You open the fridge to grab your oat milk. What's there? It's a bear. What do? How do you survive this situation? Maybe in the supermarket, you turn around the frozen food aisle and there's a bear looking at you like you're a piece of meat. How do you survive? What is your next step? More realistic, you might be in a forest in a well-known bear territory. How are you going to survive if a bear comes running at you? Well, worry not. I've got all the necessary information for you. This is how to survive any bear attack. First and foremost, let's do some myth busting. The things you should not do in any bear attack. Run. Bears can run about 30 miles per hour. The average human runs about 6 or 7 miles per hour. 8 miles per hour if you're quick. You're still never going to outrun a bear. It's useless. Don't even try it. So if you can't run, perhaps you should climb a tree. No. Despite the fact that bears are big and bulky, they can and will climb a tree. They're actually phenomenal climbers, would you believe it? So do not climb a tree. What are you going to do when you're up there? You got no place else to go except down. Don't do it. There's also this little myth that bears can't run downhill. I don't quite know where this came from, but it's false. Bears can run downhill and they will run downhill. So let's jump into the individual bears and how to defend yourself. First, we've got the brown bear, aka the grizzly bear, one of the biggest and scariest bears, not often confused with the black bear, but you're going to treat the two very different. So your first thing is to identify whether that is a brown bear, whether you got a grizzly on your hands or whether you got a black bear. And you can't always go with colour alone, because in a situation with a bear staring you down, you're not going to pull out a sample sheet to match the fur to say, is that a dark brown or is it a light black? Now, brown bears are typically a lot larger than black bears, but once again, every bear you're going to encounter is going to look absolutely massive, so you're not going to know the difference. But they do look different. Here's a few pictures. Here's a brown bear. Here's a black bear. Here's another brown bear. Here's another black bear. One more brown bear, one more black bear. You'll notice that the grizzlies, the brown bears, they have this kind of hump of muscle on the back. As soon as you know the bear is in the area, you're not going to try and be stealthy. You're not going to sneak around. Instead, you're going to make some noise. You're going to bang around. You're going to sing at the top of your lungs. You're going to shout about, because you don't want to be creeping up on a bear. In most cases, if you make noise, the bear's going to know you're there. It's going to go the opposite way. They don't generally see us as prey. Usually, they're going to see us as a threat. So the best thing you can do is just make some noise, get the bear to go away. You don't want to be in the situation where a bear's right there and you're trying to creep around it, and then it sees you and then it attacks you because it thinks you're being stealthy. You also don't want to make noise if you're right behind the bear. You don't want to creep up to a bear and start singing in its ear. It's going to take that as a threat. Now, what if the bear don't like any of that? What if it attacks you anyway? Here's what you're going to do, brown bear. You're going to play dead. You're going to lay on the floor. Hands are going to be intertwined behind your neck. Now, a few different sources say a few different things for the next step. So you can either curl your knees up to your chest like you're in the recovery position, or you can lay down with your legs spread wide apart so the bear can't flip you over. But the point you're really trying to get at is you're on the floor, hands covering your neck, stomach is going to be flat on the floor, protect all your insides, and you're going to play dead. The bear's going to start attacking you. Just keep playing dead. Hopefully, it's just going to get bored and turn away. The thing about grizzlies is they don't see us as food. They see us as a threat. So the whole thing they're trying to do is neutralize the threat. So if you're dead, threat neutralized. If it keeps attacking you and you know you're getting nowhere and you just lay there playing dead thinking, wow, this bear just really ain't giving up, but it's time to fight the bear. How do you fight a bear? No one wants to be in that situation, but if you are in the situation, you're going to aim for its face. You know, punch it in the snout, try and drop kick it in the eyes, just go for its teeth. Your focus point is on the head. Moving on, we have black bears. Black bears are smaller than brown bears, they're faster, they're quicker, they're stealthier, and they'll usually run away. They're a lot less aggressive than grizzly bears. So when it comes to a black bear, you don't want to play dead, because it might just start playing with you, it might mess you around. You don't want to do that. You want to look like more of a threat than the bear. So you're gonna try and make yourself look big. You're gonna lift your hands nice and wide. You're gonna start shouting, you're gonna start singing, flailing around, pick up some sticks. If you're wearing a jumper, pick that above your head, make it look really big, scream and shout about. That's what you're gonna do in the case of a black bear. Because with a black bear, what you're trying to do is intimidate it. You're trying to say, hey, calm down now, you big doofus. I'm bigger than you. I'll take you on. I'm happy to get this fight going. You're gonna call its bluff and then hopefully it's gonna run away, right? If you were to run away from the bear, it will see you as prey and it will chase you down. It might just see it as like a little game and it will chase you down. So never turn away from a black bear. Never play dead. Always take them on. Always look big, look like a threat. Moving on, we have polar bears. Polar bears, they're the biggest of the bears and they're the most aggressive of the bears, but it's also the bear that you're not really going to be in contact with. Like if you're face to face with a polar bear in a wild, you're in a situation where I'm hoping you've had some bear safety training. You don't just accidentally stroll up on a polar bear, right? I've actually looked around a lot for official advice on how to survive a polar bear, and get this, the best strategy overall from all my professional sources I've looked into is to avoid meeting the bear in the first place. The best way to survive a polar bear attack is to not be in a polar bear attack. It's gonna fight better than you, it's gonna outrun you, and it does actually see you as prey. You know, the other bears we're talking about, they see humans as a threat. They come into contact with humans, they know how to avoid humans. So when put into conflict, they normally either want to neutralise you or get away. Whereas a polar bear, it will see you as food. So it'll happily chase you down and it'll happily have its way with you, sort of speak. So if you just play dead for a polar bear, you've done the hard work for it. It's just gonna go, oh great, a free meal. So the only thing to do is fight. As always, go for the nose, go for the mouth. You want to stay clear of its big swinging paws because one strike from a polar bear will kill you. So basically, within a polar bear attack, you're just going to attack the polar bear and hope you win. You're basically buggered on all accounts. Now moving on to pandas, once again, you're not going to come into contact with a panda in the wild. The most likely place where you're going to be fighting a panda is if you're in a zoo and you fall into the panda enclosure. Pandas are generally very familiar with humans. They don't see you as prey, they don't really see you as a threat either. You're just another thing, you're just a plaything. You don't really have to worry about much. I mean, if you are being attacked of a panda, treat it like a black bear, make yourself look really big, hopefully scare it away. If it doesn't, punch it in the face. But other than that, you should be fine in a panda attack. Now, all these other bears that you've got, these sloth bears and these, you know, I can't think of any more bear names, but basically you're going to treat them like black bears, make yourself look big and scary. Brown bears, play dead. Polar bears, you are dead. And that is how you can survive any bear attack other than polar bears. That is, because you'll be dead. Thanks for watching. I hope you never come in contact with a wild bear, but if you do, you've now got the knowledge.